Your house too. Not house will never be in position to give her to no, her house is like exactly. I know. And then like विजयदशमी नाम ने पहला वरमाई चला ही ये रोज इनका बटा बात में जस्ट जाए पहले मैं तो आई जो इनका अकल हो लेकिन आई जो इनका no consciousness. Oh, मैं आपको my dad. No. I don't want to. Just before 1 week before I went to India, he fell down in the bathroom. Coming out of the bathroom to main. Anyways, hello.
Sorry about that. I need to start.
That's starting around then we did that. Luckily again consciousness. He crawled and opened the main door. He asked the neighbor. Renters. Oh. He came.
Hare Krishna.
Just happened to be Adam was a big person. So he was just came from airport. He had taken him to hospital. He went to hospital. They can stitches. Luckily he was okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat, Krishna Prabhupada.
All praise to Shiva.
Okay, I think we are good to go. All right, so let's.
I can stay
बंद कर दें टॉपिक कर में लिख दिया स्विच ऑफ कर ये दूसरा वाला चल रहा है हाँ ये बस So Hare Krishna everyone, thank you for joining. Let's start with discussing Canto 2 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the previous two sessions, we summarized the Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So before these sessions, it was a kind of yearly break almost. So I thought of, quickly revisiting what we have studied in Canto 1 and 2. So that's what is going on right now. And we have just started discussing Canto 2 in the last class. And we saw in the previous sessions about in Canto 1, there are several questions that has been asked by Sutta Goswami, to Sutta Goswami by the sages of Naimisharanya. So there were like 4 set of questions that were asked, and all those questions are really, really important. It is not only important for the devotees, but for people in general. These questions are so important. So therefore, Bhagavatam becomes really a very important subject matter for all of us who are practicing bhakti, especially who are practicing bhakti. So let's begin with the pranam mantra and take blessings of the Acharya. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, the sages of Naimisharanya asked several questions, and basically there were 4 categories of questions. And the last set of questions that was asked by Maharaj Parikshit, to whom? To Sukadev Goswami. So, Sukadev Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit was cursed to live for 7 days, and hence Sukadeva Goswami was looking for somebody. What should I do in last 7 days of my life? So at that time, by Krishna's will, Krishna's arrangements, Sukadeva Goswami comes in the scenario, and then he asked really, really important question that what is a duty of a person who is especially about to die? Right? Show us the way of perfection for all persons, and especially for a person who is about to die. And then what that person should hear, what he should chant, what he should remember, what he should worship, and what he should not worship, or what he should not do. So keeping in mind these things, actually, Sukadeva Goswami immediately starts answering the questions by saying that what one should not do, what should not be chanted, what should not be remembered, or what one should not do. So specifically, he's talking about the Grihamedi life. Grihamedi life is one is materially entangled. So those are Grihamedis. So he's saying that one should avoid this Grihamedi life. Somehow or other, they should give this up, the conception of Grihamedi life. And then what one should do, then he says that what should be heard, what should be chanted, what should be remembered. So he says that one who desires freedom from the fear of miseries must hear about, glorify, and remember Lord Hari. This is what one should do. This is what is the recommendation. And the perfection of this, he says, is Ante Narayana Smriti. If one can remember Krishna at the time of death, there is nothing better than that. So this is what, in short, Sukadeva Goswami immediately answers the questions which has been asked. However, then he goes step by step, because this is really a very elevated level. Remembering Krishna all the time, it's very elevated. It's not possible for everyone. So what should people in general do? So therefore, this chapter is titled as First Step in God Realization. So then he said that one should, if they cannot do this, they should begin at the very first level, which is the yoga, Ashtanga yoga process. And he says that in the Ashtanga yoga process, a yogi who is trying to practice Ashtanga yoga has to go through, we discussed this last time, that there are like 2 levels of yogis. So this is the Ashtanga yoga process he describes. And he says that there are 2 levels of yogi who is beginner and yogi. So I have skipped all the middle slides because it's coming up to this point. So I'm just covering this group of verses that has been discussed earlier. And he says that the beginner yogi has to first practice these 4 things. That is Hatha Yoga. So the first 4, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, this is part of Hatha Yoga. And then Pratyahar means one has to give up their material life. Basically, they have to give up their home. So in the stage of Pratyahar, they have to give up home and practice renunciation. Renunciation of what? Renunciation of material desires. So this desire is what is keeping us in the material world. So he's saying that one has to give up this material desire. But even after practicing Pratyahar, if somebody cannot give up the material desires, that person is an attached yogi. Right? That person is an attached yogi. So attached yogi then should please mute yourself. Yeah. So attached yogi is a person who is practicing yoga, however, his attachment is toward the material world. Like for us, like all of us who are practicing bhakti yoga, we can experience that we also have this material attachment. And from time to time, that is coming up in our life. So the object of meditation for attached yogi, the dharana. So in the Ashtanga yoga process, first is yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar. Then there is a dharana, which is here, given here. And then there is a dhyana, and then there is a samadhi. Now all these things, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, these are all levels of meditation, focusing your mind on some object. Now, what is that object? The first object is somebody who is attached. For that person, the object of meditation is Virat Rupa. And even after meditating on the Virat Rupa, you still have desire. Then that yogi is transferred gradually to the higher planetary system. So, Vaishvanara Loka, Shishumara Loka, Mahar Loka, Brahma Loka, all this. He is going through all this. However, the yogi is fully aware that I have to, my final goal is liberation. But because I'm attached, the Lord is helping me out to satisfy my desires. So he gradually goes through the different lokas, starting with Vaishwanara Loka. This is a planet of Agni. This is very close by to where we are living. So that is the planet of Agni. And then he goes to the Shishumarav Loka. It's a planetary system. And then from there, he advances to Maharloka. And I gave the example last time that we are traveling from, let's say, Mumbai to Delhi, right? But let's say, there is a big junction that comes in. So we get down and then we spend some time in that station and we eat food or drink or whatever you want to do for some time. But we know, okay, my destination is Delhi. I don't get stuck in that particular station, though it is very attractive. I don't get stuck there. So then I move from that place to the next place to the next place. But every place the person is enjoying and giving up that particular enjoyment, what tendency he has, and then he moves forward. And like that, he keeps moving. Now, this yogi never comes back. Because in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Shine Purni Matya Loka Vashanti. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it has been discussed like that. Krishna says that. So somebody who goes to the higher planetary system on the basis of their karma, they come back. When the exhaustion of the karma is done, then they come back. But this yogi, he never comes back. He keeps going high, and ultimately he pierces Pradhan, and then he gets liberation. And there is another path which is given is, if while practicing pratyahar, if the desire is diminished or almost gone, then that person can meditate upon Paramatma. So dharana or meditation of that particular yogi is Paramatma. So that is here. And then he doesn't have desires. So basically, he can continue with dhyana, samadhi, and then he directly gets Brahman realization. So that is the path taken by somebody who is detached. So these are the two things Sukadeva Goswami right away explains. Like this is chapter number 2. Right? The first chapter is about Virat Rupa. The second chapter is about the Paramatma, the Lord in the heart. And the third chapter is about the devotees. That is the first 3 chapters. So Sukadeva Goswami is so excited that he immediately starts answering the questions. But generally what happens is, we begin our class with the prayers. Right? So he does it in the 4th chapter, after the second set of question that is asked. Because he is very excited and he knew that Maharaj Parikshit has very less time. So he wanted to immediately answer the questions which was there in his heart. So he answers all these questions and then he moves on to the prayers, because then there are subsequent questions that comes up.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So I guess for pure devotees, like even in case of Maharaj Parikshit, they do 3 things as I learn and hear from devotees of the Shastras. That one is they are concerned about others, right? They would like never ask the question, what should I do in my specific case? This question was for others, for everyone. And then, of course, trying to understand how to solve that problem and then also try to solve the problem. But in this case, like these yogis who are practicing us, so basically we consider pure devotees as self-realized souls. But in this case, since the yogis are more concerned about their own liberation, would we consider them as self-realized souls or not?
Self-realized means self-realization is done in various levels. One of the biggest basic level is Atma, the realization of Atma, realization of Paramatma. These are basic self-realizations. So it is in various different levels. So here in this place where we are defining these yogis, their desire is self-centered desire, as you said. They are not concerned about others.
Yeah.
They're practicing such that, they get liberation. So they still have desire for liberation. And therefore, Rupa Goswami, he says that the having the desire for liberation, is, what is that what term he's using?
Shachi.
Pisachi, right? The term which is using is Pisachi.
The desire is liberation kharab nahi hai,
Liberation
lekin
the desire
for
for liberation.
liberation is the pishachi.
Pisachi.
Yeah.
So as a devotee also, we are not actually hankering for liberation. Initially, we say, oh, we want to go back to home, go back to Godhead. But as we progress, we say, okay, our only goal is Krishna Prem. Anybody would like to say, Prabhu?
Satchakra Yoga, where it coming from? From Brahman realization to Satchakra Yoga, you put it?
Yeah. So Brahman realization here, because Brahman realization can be done in this body itself, right? So then actually while they're practicing, so this is simultaneously happening. While practicing, what they're doing is they're meditating in such a way that the Satchakra Yoga means there are 7 chakras in the body. So they lift the prana from the lowest point, which is Muladhara chakra. Slowly they lift the prana up and up and up, and then the soul eject from this place, Agyaka chakra. So there is a diagram which is given here, which explains how the yogi actually practicing Satchakra Yoga. He gradually passes through his body. First, he gets out of his body. Then he crosses these layers, because these are layers of the universe. After that, he has a choice. Either he can merge into the Brahma Jyoti, which is somewhere here, above this place, or they can also merge in the body of Mahavishnu. So that is their choice. And if they happen to meet a devotee, then they can actually also go to Vaikuntha planet. But it is not restricted for them to go there. Makes sense? So
they cannot go to Mahavishnu because when there is annihilation is there, everybody goes back to the Mahavishnu. And
Correct.
from the Mahavishnu, it comes back to the material world.
yeah, but they don't come back because their desire is to stay with Mahavishnu. I mean, actually, in the body, when we say it's in the body of Mahavishnu, Mahavishnu has a planet of himself. Like in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 87th chapter, the planet of Mahavishnu is described, where Krishna and Arjuna, they both travel there in the same body. Krishna takes, because there is a Brahmana whose kids were, one by one, they were killed. So Mahavishnu wanted to take darshan of Krishna and Arjuna. So he was doing that activity. And finally, Krishna knows that it's Mahavishnu. So he travels with Arjuna to Mahavishnu's planet, and then there's a whole description of Mahavishnu's planet there. So basically, going into Mahavishnu means staying with Mahavishnu in his planet. Okay. So last time I said that we are going to discuss this Virat Purusha, because this Virat Purusha concept is coming. Hare Krishna, Hare, welcome. Hare Krishna. Sadhu.
Oh,
Yeah,
Krishna speaker has come.
welcome. Huh?
Krishna speaker has
speaker.
Nice to see you, Prabhu. So we are going to discuss this Virat Purusha. Right? This Virat Purusha is discussed 3 times in Canto 2, and then 2 times in Canto 3. So there has to be something, why this topic is repeated again and again. So understand the aspects of Virat Purusha that is covered by, it's such a less time is there, right? Like 7 days. Still, so many times this question is asked and Virat Purush comes into discussion. So there must be something. So therefore, I thought of taking the topic by itself. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, as we see the language which is used in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is something which I came to know recently. So I want to share with you, all of you. This was discussed by Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj. He is a very educated personality. Srila Prabhupada disciple, and very senior Prabhupada disciple, and highly educated and highly focused on Shastra and Shastric studies. So Maharaj is explaining this, that understanding Srimad Bhagavatam is not very easy. And then he gives the reason why Srimad Bhagavatam is not easy. Right? And why I am bringing this point, because I'm going to explain you something which I have a very little understanding. So I am putting it as a disclaimer that why it's understanding Srimad Bhagavatam is not that easy. It's because the Bhagavatam, as we study or we are studying today, is written in what language? Sanskrit, right? I mean, it's written in Sanskrit language. But Maharaj is explaining that it's written in Sanskrit. However, the original bhasha of Bhagavatam is actually Samadhi bhasha. So what is Samadhi bhasha? So then he says there are three kinds of bhasha. One is Samadhi bhasha, one is Laukika bhasha, and the third one is Anya bhasha. So bhasha means language. So that is the first level of difficulty while studying or reading Srimad Bhagavatam on your own. Without the purport of the Acharyas, it is kind of impossible to study Srimad Bhagavatam or in fact any other literature, right? Because these literatures are not written, it may be written in Sanskrit, but the content of that is Samadhi Bhasha. So let me go into details of what is Samadhi Bhasha. Samadhi Bhasha means when Vyasdev wrote this literature, right? So before writing in the 7th chapter of Canto 1, it is explained that Vyasdev saw the entire Srimad Bhagavatam happening in front of him. It is in his Samadhi, right? So in his Samadhi, he is seeing what is happening. Another example can be given is Maharishi Valmiki. Before the Ramayana happened, he saw the entire Ramayana, isn't it? You can take chairs, be comfortable. So before the Ramayana actually was happened, he saw the entire thing. Then he wrote it, right? So he wrote it in what he actually saw. So similarly, Vyasdev saw the whole thing and then he wrote it. And not only, so this is given in the 12th canto, 13th chapter, 13th verse. It is given that whoever is the speaker of Bhagavatam, right? Not like us, but the acharyas. We're talking about acharyas. Whenever they are seeing, like Srila Prabhupada, whenever he's writing the purports also, specifically 5th canto, I was listening to, while I was preparing for this class, I was listening to the class of Prema Gauranga Prabhu. Pavaneshwar Prabhu and Prema Gauranga Prabhu, they are like PhDs, doing PhD on this subject. So they're highly qualified, highly literate, and very, very humble. So he was explaining few things that while he's doing his PhD, he was narrating the things. He was called for one lecture to explain some things on Canto 5. So Prabhupada, while in his lectures of Canto 5, is saying that this, whatever I have written, is actually narrated to me by Krishna. And Prabhupada said this many times. That, it was narrated or the vision appeared from which it is not my writing. Therefore, Prabhupada also a lot of time he would read his own books. Right? Because it is written in Samadhi. This is not written something like what we write. The way we write is whatever thing or the way I'm giving the classes, I have heard like multiple 15, 20 classes. Right? And then whatever I could assimilate or remember, then I put in the notes form and maybe try to put in a diagram form and then present it to you. So I have whatever I heard and then I'm giving it. But however, in case of Vyasdev or in case of Valmiki Rishi or any other highly related personalities like even Srila Prabhupada, their writings, their narrations are in Samadhi. So therefore, this is a Samadhi. So whoever is studying Bhagavatam has to understand whether this is a Samadhi Bhasha or is it a Lokik Bhasha. Lokik Bhasha means traditional language, whatever language. Or is it in a conventional language? Conventional language is like, for example, if I say cell, right? What is the meaning of cell to you? Or mobile? It's a mobile phone, right? What is the original meaning of mobile? Move, right? What is the original meaning of cell?
Yeah.
Is whatever biological cell we are talking about, right? So the conventional meaning is completely different, but maybe in another 20 years, the meaning of cell phone would be something else. Right? So whether is it conventional, whether it is Lokik, whether it is Samadhi, so whoever is reading has to identify that. So that makes Bhagavatam very, very difficult to study unless we have the purports of the acharyas. Now, that is not one, this is like one level of difficulty. There is another level of difficulty, and that is the language which is written. Now, this language can be like, it's called as I have written it down, so even I forget what those words are because this is very fresh for and new for me. So he's saying that there are four ways something is written. One is abhida, it is called as abhida vritti or lakshana vritti or vyanjana vritti or yoga rudha vritti. So these are the four. So these are technical names, but I'll just give you an example. Like for example, the example can be given that village on Ganga. If it is, the statement is village on Ganga. So abhida vritti is a direct meaning.
It's on.
Village on Ganga. Now, is it possible? Village on Ganga? No, it's not possible. It's village on the bank of Ganga. Right. So that Abhida Vritti is a direct meaning of that particular statement. However, the Lakshana Vritti is the indirect meaning. That village is on the bank of Ganga. Now, there are further meanings. Like if a village is on the bank of Ganga, the people who are living are pure because they're taking shower in Ganga, they're drinking Ganga water, right? So there is a third level so that is called as Vyanjana Vritti, Vyanjana. And then the fourth one is the Yoga Ruti Vritti, which is the conventional meaning, like I gave the example of the convention. So these are the difficulties which we have when we study Srimad Bhagavatam on our own. Therefore, Bhagavatam should never be studied on. It should be heard from acharyas, and then when you read, the meanings are most of the time very different. Because our level of some straightforward, because Prabhupada's, we are reading Prabhupada's purport, so we get some idea. Then when we read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purport, then we get some different kind of ideas. Like sometimes the purports have total different contents. Right? When you see the Jiva Goswami's purports of Krama Sandarbha, or other sandarbhas. Yeah? So there you find a total different meanings. So why it is differently presented by different acharyas? So now you know that this is basically their samadhi bhasha actually, because whatever they are seeing in their samadhi, they are writing it down. Each of the acharyas. So each of the acharyas are writing a little bit different. Similarly, if you say Valmiki Ramayana is a little different because from Ramcharitmanas, some of the pastimes are not at all there. Right? The Lakshman Rekha is not there in Valmiki Ramayana. So like that, why? Because Tulsidas ji was shown that particular version. Valmiki was shown this particular version.
But why these are different? Like the things happen in a sequence, right? So
Yeah.
everyone is seeing it differently. They are interpreting differently, and they will have
Not interpreting, they are seeing actually.
seeing it. Okay,
It's no
It's just
interpretation.
like if I draw a 6, what do you see?
9 and then
I see a 6.
Yeah.
But it's both are true.
At the same time, these pastimes are happening eternally. These pastimes are continuously going on. Eternally, it is going on.
because I had doubt like I hear different people and then like some things are like different people explain things in different way. They have I think like they have their own interpretation maybe. So what is the actual truth that happened? So that's where I get confused sometimes.
Yeah. So in our case, there is interpretation. A lot of time we do when we are practitioners. When let's say I am speaking, I try to give some examples which are maybe trying to explain whoever is sitting in the class with particular examples or some particular way of explaining. However, this is not the case of the acharyas. Prabhupada is at a different level. Vishwanath Thakur is at a different level. They actually see the past tense.
So you mean when Prabhupada wrote that Bhagavad Gita as it is, so he saw that and then he wrote.
I don't know about the Bhagavad Gita, but
Purports.
the purports, Bhaktivedanta purports, he has said, his realization. So if you see, this is a very good point actually, because if you see, when you study Bhagavad Gita, you'll see there is karma yoga written, but Prabhupada writes it as Bhakti Yoga. Right? There is Jnana Yoga, Prabhupada writes it as Bhakti Yoga. It is very obvious that it is karma yoga. Ultimately Bhakti. Yeah. So each different sampradayas, like ours is a Gaudiya Vaishnava sampradaya, Madhva, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya sampradaya. This is a sampradaya. So Brahma, from Brahmaji to Madhvacharya, and then from there, from Madhavendra Puri, there was a split that happened, and then from there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that's a Gaudiya sampradaya we follow. So each sampradaya means they are actually worshippers of Krishna, right? But the mood of each sampradaya is different. Okay? The bhakti is different, right? The end goal is, we can say, kind of like, for example, Sri Sampradaya, their end goal is to go to Vaikuntha Loka. See, similarly, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they want to go to Goloka. Right? So similarly, Madhvacharya has a different goal. So each of these practitioners, how will they nourish their bhakti? Because all of them are bhakti. So the literatures for them, each of this, like Madhvacharya, he focused on Mahabharata. So Mahabharata is the book, Hare Krishna. Mahabharata is the book that Madhvacharya has focused on, because he himself was actually Bhima, as well as he himself was Hanumanji. He's an incarnation of Vayodhya. So his focus is Mahabharata. So anybody following Madhvacharya, they will be practicing the nourishment they are going to get in their bhakti will be through Mahabharata. Similarly, Sri Sampradaya, the main book is Ramayana. If you see, Ramayana there's a lot of focus on the pastimes of Ramayana. If you see, the Sharanagati that happens, the process of Sharanagati is all taken from Ramayana. Vibhishan's Pattabhishekam and all those, there's all the pastimes that are presented in the Sri Sampradaya so there they get that nourishment for their bhakti through Ramayana. Right? For us, we get our nourishment through Bhagavatam. Our nourishment is through Bhagavat. And Bhagavat is such that it cannot be the main central focus of Bhagavat is rasa. It is based on the Rasa Shastra. Now, rasa is very complicated thing. So there has to be alankars that has to be used to explain the rasa can be directly explained actually. Krishna also say that in the 11th canto that he actually nourishes parokshavad. Parokshavad, have you heard the term parokshavad? Yeah. So he nourishes means it's not a directly saying something. It is indirectly saying something. Usme maza hai. Krishna bodily also is played up. It's a rasa, right? So this crooked, yes, crooked way of saying the same thing. So for that the language has to be different. It cannot be presented in the same language as it's not a directly given. It is indirect meanings are there. There's a lot of indirect meanings. So therefore, that was a very good question you asked. That many people have, and all of them are correct, by the way. It takes some time to assimilate that how can different versions be correct? Different versions of Ramayana be correct? Different versions of Mahabharata be correct? Or how can this particular purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti is writing this, Prabhupada is writing this? Well, why? So we get confused. But now you understand that because the language that they are using, it's Samadhi Bhasa. Whatever they are seeing, they are writing it down. Right?
Yeah, similarly, we can look at it from a tattva and rasa perspective.
Yes.
Basically, there's so many different
Yes.
layers to
to
this.
Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami at the end of the 5th canto is saying that whatever I explained in the 5th canto and preceding, the creation is very easy to understand. But Krishna's pastime in the 10th canto is very difficult to understand.
Because of the rasa.
Because of the rasa.
It depends, like at what level we are in. Right?
Everybody visualize differently.
Yeah, differently. Like in this class itself, everybody has a different vision. Prabhuji is speaking one item only, but everybody is taking in a different way.
Yeah.
So for Bhagavad Gita, there are like for each shloka, there are like thousands meanings are there. As we grow gradually into this bhakti thing, then our understanding increases basically.
Yeah. So there is in Nilkant Chaturvedi, Chaturudhar, sorry, not Chaturvedi, Chaturudhar. Nilkant Chaturudhar is a commentator on Mahabharata. So he writes that, in order to understand something, let's say you wanted to understand a book, 25% is your contribution. It's called a Swadhyaya. 25% is you learn from a teacher, then you understand. 25% you learn by discussing with. So here what we are doing is discussion with others, right? In an experience.
And compiling the acharyas commentaries. That is because each acharya has got given some part of information.
Correct.
You compile all together, you will get the total gist of
Total. So that could be either Swadhyaya, or you learn under a teacher, or you come together like this and a group discussion. So 25% you learn in a group discussion. And the rest 25%, which is the final 25%, it is Kalena. He's using the word time. Only you will understand after time. Right.
And he is blessed, basically.
Of course, everything is blessing only. By mercy only. Everything.
By mercy.
Yes.
Yeah, so Prabhu, we have so many resources now, like online videos, YouTube, for Bhagavatam classes, Bhakti Vidyapeeth, so many different resources, right? And then we also try to attend your class and also try to read on our own. So if, let's say in this example, we as a student have to start Canto 2, Chapter 2, for example, right? What is the right way to do that? I mean, I guess self-reading surely, but to your point, discussing, to your point, listening to acharyas or elevated devotees.
Yeah.
So what is the right way to do it? Like, for example, can I start Canto 2 on my own to start read? And
Yeah, why 25% is there, right? Swadhyaya. You have to read on your own. You have to put your own efforts. Right? Reading, first of all, we are gradually losing patience to read, write, because of the mobile devices and electronic gadgets. Our patience to sit in one place and read and write for like 2 hours or something like that, it's very, very, very difficult, right? And if you see Amarendra Prabhu when he comes, right? And if you see his dedication, starting from morning 4:30 till like 10:30 in the night, I mean, it's gajab bol sakta hai sir. The energy, and at 10:30 in the night he has the same smile, So how come we are not able to? Because he is energized, he is nourished by he's getting the same association, right? But he's getting that nourishment from that association, or reading, or explaining. He's getting that nourishment. So gradually it will happen. But we have to start somewhere. Right? Read even if it is like Vaiseshika Maharaj, he says, page by page become a sage, right? Something like that, he said. That you decide, okay, one page a day.
Become a sage,
Page by page, some statement.
But Prabhu, is it advisable to first, I guess, do a structured listening and then read, or it does not matter?
I do the opposite way. I hear, let's say I'm preparing for the class, right? So first of all, I hear class. Right? And that involves a lot of time. So first of all, I will hear the class. Let's say, for example, if I decided to take 20 verses. So I'll hear all those 20 verses from everybody will have their own way in the sense like choice of speakers. So then after that, then I'll go and read. Right? So, and then after that, I'll start preparing notes. So this is my way of doing, but you can do the opposite way. Like you can read first, then hear the class, take your note. Unless you start writing on paper, it will not as huh?
We all started hearing from Radhakrishna from
Yes.
verse by verse.
Yes, verse by verse.
For years. And then you're all doing listening from other Maharajas also.
Yes.
In a company.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Shravanam is the first one.
Yeah.
With somebody who higher than us.
Higher than that. Absolutely.
Like Prabhu, in my experience, when after attending a couple of weeks with you, when I go back and try to read it during the week, I see some hints of what you told in the class, but I don't get that much of an essence of even after reading.
Yeah, because see, this is summary, right? I mean, in one class, I did the whole canto. But when we are going to do like verse by verse, when we go to the third canto, fifth chapter, then I'll go very slowly, like 20 verse a class, probably like that. So then you will be able to connect more. Like in 2 hours, we'll connect more that way. Right? But right now it's summary, so I'm just like scanning. Those who are here for like 5 years, they have been coming. So it's just a refresh. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Any comments? Okay. So in the this is a reference verse. If somebody wants to note, those who are teaching the Science of Journey, JSD, right now. What is that course name?
Device.
DYS, yeah. Those who are teaching DYS, in DYS we say that 3/4 is the spiritual world, 1/4 is the material world. Tripada Vibhuti and Ekpada Vibhuti. So this is Brahmaji's. This is second canto. In the second canto, 6th chapter, this has been there, where it's explaining that this diagram, actually this diagram was supposed to be, it was here, if you all remember.
It used to be.
It used to be here. So that diagram is so important for us. And we need to memorize. रात को भी हमको उठा के बोले ये क्या है तो पता ना चाहिए कि this is, because this tells us where we are. This is a really good visualization of where we are and where do we want to go. This is a visualization. So currently we are somewhere here, right? And our goal is to go back here, right?
Long way.
Our goal is go back here. And how do we go back? Through this, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is there. It's not seen in this picture because this is a very small picture. But I'll share this picture with all of you. Yeah.
Near the bottom. Here's now. You can see from Brahma's thing. It is connecting.
Oh yeah, it's here. Yeah.
It goes on.
Yeah, it's here. Yeah. Yeah, this is the
It's bypassing all other things.
yeah, basically. It is going from here also. See, ultimately it's passing through here
Like why our goal is to go there.
because that's where
Don't want to come back.
yeah.
That is not the.
Anybody like to share your thoughts?
That's where we.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, my name is Kirtana Sadaharidas, and
Hare Krishna.
my wife's name is Guna Agambe Radha Devi Das. We are actually joining from Melbourne, Australia.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Prabhu. We are very privileged and honored to hear your lecture. And also, yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here for us on a Saturday. So it's good timing also. Very quick one, Prabhuji, on this. I don't want to interrupt you while you're giving the class. This diagram that you're showing us, I know it's a very important diagram. You can say it's sort of the Samam Bonam for the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. This diagram is it actually extracted from various verses in Canto 2 of Bhagavatam, or is it coming from Padma Puran, Prabhuji?
So I'll share you the entire diagram, and all the verses which it is covering is there on the sides of the diagram. So if you see, right now I've just done a cut paste, but if you really see the diagram, which I might have it here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Samhita, Bhagavatam.
Yeah, so it's there from various sources, and these are the, see, if it's, yeah, is the references are all given here. So I'll share this one.
Excellent.
Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Padma Puran, Uttarakhand, all these references are given. This is a very
Thank you, Prabhu. So you'll be sending us the link, is it, for this one?
No, I'll
This,
send it.
like-
You are part. Are you in that group, Nitai Gauranga study group?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, then you will see there. I'll share there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
The phrase we use that back home, back to God. Right?
Mhm.
So what is it back home, right? When you go out of your home, go to office or shopping, but you have to go back to your home, right? That's where you belong to. And you are wandering here and there for whatever. So similarly, we also originally belong where that's where, right? That's our original home. And again, there are different aspects coming, right? Whether it's Haridham or Golokdham, depending on like what is your taste or whatever. What is your rasa for like whether you want.
So that is kind of after liberation we go on these places.
I would say, yeah, liberation is what you achieve it, but that is criteria to go back. But as a practitioner of bhakti traditions, liberation is not our aim. The aim is to serve Krishna.
Okay.
So that is the main thing, is to
Yeah.
serve Krishna. Jivere Surupai, Krishna Nityada. Purpose is to, that's where our original constitutional position is to serve. So not for, we don't want to get liberated because we want to get rid of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. That will all come, you will get it, but main purpose is to serve Krishna. Whether you are here or whether you go back, the intent is to serve Krishna. Yeah, all of you can just chime in.
Basically, it's Acharya has given this information to us. And we are reading Acharya's information right now also. So Acharya has said us that we have to go back there. Because we don't have that ability to understand those things. So then it's come from basically from Brahma itself. From Brahma to all the parampara is there. So and it has reached us. So that is the ultimate goal for us right now.
So like once we reach there, is it like after like some period of time, only million years, like we again come back?
No, once you go there, you come back.
Yes, yes.
So like there are infinite souls and all, right? Suppose in this life you get liberation and you go there, okay? And I take million life cycles to reach there, say example. So slowly or like over the million trillion years, all the souls will get liberated and might go to each of these dhams, right? Then nobody will be able to come back.
Yeah.
Then so there will be like any universe getting created if there is no soul to come back on these planets.
May not be all.
Prabhupada was asked this
Everyone is
question.
having-
He said, "Don't worry, there'll be somebody." Yeah, so there'll be somebody. There are unlimited, uncountable souls.
Also, it's
If you know
in
what
case
is
it
the
doesn't
millions
get
of-
Baddhas.
This is eternally going on. So this is not like, I mean, towards the end of this the presentation, you will see the day of Brahma, and then you will see
Right.
how big it is actually. So basically, this is why I brought this picture, because in the sixth chapter of the second canto, Brahmaji is saying that this 3/4 is the spiritual creation, not creations. Creation means something which is created, existence. This is eternal, spiritual realm, and this is created. 1/4 is created again and again.
Inhalated and
Created again and again.
These are the timeline.
Yeah, and these are the characteristics of the Ek Pada means 1/4 and 3 Pada Vibhuti. So there is cycle of birth and death present. Residents are like Grihamedis, they want to enjoy in this material world. That is their tendency. And then in 3 Pada Vibhuti, there is no birth, death, old age, and disease.
Yeah.
So this is all what we study in the the DYS
Yes.
and basically all those things. And the nature of the soul, they want it to lord over the material nature. Here they want to perform devotional service. So you can read about all this. You'll have the slides. You can read. Now, the important thing is here Brahmaji is saying that this place is meant for people, basically who are who have intention to serve the Lord. And here people are stuck because they have intention to enjoy Lord over the material nature. Right? And then he says that then he gives the path of liberation. Along with this, Brahmaji, when he creates, he does his creation, he gives the process of liberation, which we'll explain later towards the end. So this is just the summary of, he explains there is a path of enjoyment, and this is the path of enjoyment, this is a path of liberation. So these are two different paths. If you are choosing to enjoy in this material world, then you have that choice. You can continue, right? Lord over the things. Right. Even after coming into devotee community, this tendencies doesn't go away unless we work on it. It is so important to associate with like-minded swajatiya, right? Devotees. Otherwise, this tendency to dominate others, to rule over others is there, and we have to accept it. Actually, it's there within us. Sometimes it is we then don't get that. We are not. Let's put it this: we are not tested. Only when we are tested, we know that we have this. Like one time I was thinking, I don't have jealousy or envy. I don't have that. Because in one class I heard the root cause of the staying in this world is because of we are there because we are having envy. So I thought, oh, I don't have this, right? But then
His car blocking the one first. The driveway on that side. So far. Not the first
I
one, but
was
the
right.
second.
On this side only. Of that at side.
What car will you be?
I didn't block anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, this neighborhood, we have to
yeah, this.
follow the rules.
So jivas, but see that the point which I was trying to say that people think like that. Even after coming to bhakti, we start thinking that we are better than others. We have superior. Sometimes we get that superiority complex. But it is very difficult unless we really understand, and that can be only understood by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that when you have very good relationship with devotees, among devotees, such good relationship where devotees can easily tell you something where you are going wrong or right. So that kind of cultivation has to be there. Effort has to be made to create that kind of relationship where somebody can, because we are afraid of Vaishnava Prat. Yeah. No, we don't discuss a particular case or scenario, but we have to work towards it. See, if it is not there, then we have to work towards it to make relationship with everyone like that, so that they should be open. Even, we should not be thinking about like, oh, it's going to be a Vaishnava Parat if I say something to this person, because your intention is not to demean that person. You want to help that person to get out of the cycle of. If that is the intention, then it is not aparad at all, actually, because we have a very wrong conception of aparad.
But that depends on the relationship.
Exactly. So therefore, relationship is very.
Yeah.
Dadati. So the solution to that Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives is Dadati Pratigirnati Guhyam Akhyati Prichati. This is nectar of instruction. Bhungte Bhojayate Chaiva. When you eat prasadam together, you develop that kind of relationship. Giving gift, taking gift. So like that, one has to develop it. This is very important for our spiritual progress. We have to do that for us. So the Lord then makes the facility. He creates the world for people who have tendency to enjoy. He creates the world. He maintains the world. He destroys the world. I mean, the material creation. But he's still aloof. Why? The reason he aloof is he gives in Bhagavad Gita itself. He says Udasinavat. Udasinavat means he is not attached to that. Whatever we create, we are attached. We are attached to very, very small things. Like if I lose my cell phone, raat ka neend kharab ho jayega, right? Isn't it? Or if I lose my pen or pencil or even something big, we will be so distressed till we find that thing. So that attachment is so strong. But Krishna, though he creates, he maintains, he is still detached. So coming back to the Virat Rupa. So there are different terms used: Virat Rupa, Virat Purusha, Vishwarupa, right? Purusha. And in English, there is one word, universal form, which is for everybody, all of this. So here in the Canto 2, and as I said in Canto 3, this is discussed 5 times in total. So there is a purpose for discussing 5 times. There are reasons for discussing this particular topic. The first description is over here, which is Canto 2, Chapter 1, verse 24 to 37. Right? So this is where the Virat Rupa is discussed. And I gave the title as Virat Purusha, okay? And there was a reason why I did that.
Yeah, Purusha
But here it is Virat Rupa.
Yeah, Purusha is the right one.
Yeah.
Purusha Sukta.
Purusha Sukta prayers are also different. So Virat Rupa is described first as you recall in the Canto 2, it is object of meditation for the neophyte yogi.
Attached yogi.
Correct. So attached yogi or neophyte yogi, beginner yogi. Right? Like in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there is 2 stages: Yoga Ruda and Ruruksha. So Aruruksha Muner Yogi, right? That's a verse in the 6th chapter. So Aruruksha means, or Ruruksha, Aruda is an advanced yogi. Aruruksha is the beginner stage. So similarly over here, it's a beginner stage. And this is a meditation for, this form is the meditation for a yogi. Right? In Canto 2, Chapter 5 and Chapter 6, verse 35 to 42 and verse 1 to 16, the second time the description comes. However, the goal of describing the second time is to establish that Garbhodakshay Vishnu is, so who is Garbhodakshay Vishnu then? So Garbhodakshay Vishnu is the material, he is the material cause, is the material cause of this universe. Right? Garbhodakshay Vishnu is the material cause of this universe. And the third time it comes, and we'll go over all these things again as the chapters are going. Third time is chapter 10. It is described that how desires create our subtle body. This is so important for us.
Prabhu, why would they call it a material cause for this universe? But the material cause क्यों कहेंगे उसको?
हाँ वो आएगा अभी पता चलेगा. This is so important, that how our desires are causing a desire to do anything is actually building our next body. I am desiring it now, but it is building my next body. Because what I am enjoying or suffering right now is because of my past karma. Okay. So based on that situation, if I desire to get something material, then I will be given, because Krishna is merciful, right? So he'll provide me that, and he'll give me appropriate body to satisfy that desire. So how desire shapes the subtle and the gross bodies of the living entities. This is explained in the 10th chapter of Canto 2. But again, it is explained on the basis of Virat Rupa.
The connection with the Virat Rupa.
Yeah, so that we'll go to see. But these are the 3 times it is explained here. Now the 4th time it is explained in Canto 3, which we are going to now start. When we are starting Canto 3, we are going to start there. But I'll cover portion of that. Now, what is material cause? So there are 4 causes. Aristotle, he explains there are 4 causes. First is called as matter. First cause is the matter. Second cause is the agent. Third cause is a form. And the 4th cause is a purpose. Right? So anything which is happening around us has a cause, and what we see is effect. Right? So like our temple building. Right? So this building we see is what? Is an effect. But then there was a cause behind that. So similarly, you take anything in this world, it has a cause. Right? Now that cause are of 4 types. first is you need matter, that is called as material cause. Then you need an agent who actually, so here if you see, with an example, it'll be easy. So for a table, material cause would be wood, nail, etc. A table banana hai koi, ye sab say ye table banana. So there will be wood, this cloth, nails, all these things is the matter that is needed. Then you need an agent. For a table, efficient cause would be carpenter or a person who can make it happen. Not everybody can make it happen. So you need an agent who will build this. Third thing is this table can be a square, or it can be a circle, or it can be a triangle, or it can be like this shaped or any shape, right? So that will be a form of that table. So that is the formal cause. So formal clause would be the different shapes of table. And then there is a purpose why this table is built. So for to keep, hot water or to eat or to do something. So that is the reason. Final. So that is the final cause. Now there is a similar in Nyaya Shastra. In Nyaya Shastra, we have similar terms. Right? Now why I'm bringing this cause is because these words are used, and we'll know the words later on in few minutes. So then this in the Nyaya Shastra is there that this material cause, the equivalent term of the material cause is Upadana Karan. So for example, if you want to make a pot, then clay and water is needed to make a pot. Then there is a Nimitta Karan, a person who is making that, right? So that is an effective cause. And then there is a Sahakari Karan, right? Instrumental cause. So you need a wheel, you need a stick, you need this and that. And then there is a reason for which it is made. So that is reason is called as Hetu or Prayojan. So that is the final cause. So this is either for storing or drinking or whatever is the purpose. So these are different causes that are given. And I have put a Wikipedia link also if you want to study more on these 4 causes, because this cause and effect is the central theme of Srimad Bhagavatam. Everywhere you are seeing is cause and effect.
The Wikipedia is only related to Aristotle.
Aristotle, yes.
Doesn't
No,
give us
no. It is only to this. Wikipedia will only explain this. But this gives a pretty good idea actually. Aristotle was
The basic idea.
Yeah, it's a basic idea. Why?
There's a slight difference, but I think
It's a slight different, yeah. Okay. So then there are 2 aspects of material creation. So we saw there is 3/4 is spiritual creation, and then 1/4 is material creation. So 1/4 is this. There are 2 aspects of this particular creation, material creation. Yeah. So first is called as Sarga, which is a primary creation of elements and matter, and the Visarga, which is secondary creation, which is done by Lord Brahma himself. So normally when we say a creator of this world, we understand it's Lord Brahma. Actually, Lord Brahma is a secondary creator, and we'll see his role today. What is his role in the creation? So here we see that Lord Krishna, who is in Goloka, and this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. All the references are here. Madhya Leela, chapter 20, verse 165 onwards. This is a discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami is our Sambandha Acharya. Right? So this is all about the Sambandha Gyan, which is discussed here. And Radhakrishna Prabhu, he nicely draw a picture for us when we were studying. No, we were not studying actually. I asked him to do that many years back. So he drew it for us. So basically, I'll not go into the details of this. But here I want to make sure that there are so many forms in the spiritual world. You see so many forms, so many kind of avatars and forms and this and that. Finally, so there is a concept of first quadruple expansion. And the quadruple means 4. So Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha. And from Sankarshan of the first quadruple expansion, there is Narayana of Vaikuntha Loka. And from Narayana of Vaikuntha Loka, there is second quadruple expansion again, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha. And from the Sankarshan of second quadruple expansion, you see is Karana Dakshaya Vishnu. So there are three Vishnus for the creation purpose. One is Karana Dakshaya Vishnu, second is Garbho Dakshaya Vishnu, and third is Shiro Dakshaya Vishnu. So who is Karana Dakshaya Vishnu? What is his role? We will see here. So Karana Dakshaya Vishnu, he does the Karana Shishti, or again, the primary creation is, so there are two creation. One is primary,
Sarga and Visarga.
Sarga and Visarga. So within Sarga, again, there are two. One is called as Karana Shishti, other is called as Karya Shishti. So this is, I put it over here. Karana Shishti and Karya Shishti. This is coming directly from the second canto, chapter number 5. Second canto, chapter number 5. Our acharyas have given that, in various places, there are two places where creation is discussed in lot of details. One is second canto, chapter number 5, and other is third canto, chapter number 26, where Kapila Dev explains in even details, more details. So Kapila Dev explains in more details, but that we have not covered so far. But the sequence that is given in second canto, chapter number 5, and third canto, chapter number 26 is the correct sequence. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also writes. Other places, the creation is discussed, but the things are jumbled. Aage piche kiya, right?
Ours they spoke about that subject matter.
Correct. So, and this is, Prema Gauranga Prabhu, he was explaining this. I said earlier that these are two really qualified, literate persons in the topic of creation and all this. One is Prema Gauranga Prabhu, then there is Bhavaneshwar Prabhu. So they are doing their PhD in this subject matter. So he basically he was explaining that, and the example can be given is like, let's say you go to Pizza Hut. What is the purpose of going to Pizza Hut?
Eat pizza.
Eat pizza, right? But in Pizza Hut, you'll also find sometimes ice cream, sodas, right? Or something else like some muffins or something like that. But what was your original purpose of going to Pizza Hut? Eat pizza, right? So that is but now if you go to Pizza Hut and say, oh, I want this particular flavor, like pista ice cream I want. And then we say, okay, pista ice cream is not available in Pizza Hut. Right? Pizza Hut will keep like certain varieties of ice cream because their main business is pizza. So similarly, Bhagavatam's main business is bhakti, introducing bhakti and conception of bhakti and things around that. Creation and all these things are like the ice creams. So you will find narrations about creation, but it is in connection with bhakti. Now we are trying to decipher everything from Canto 5 of Bhagavatam. That is not possible.
The end-to-end process.
Yeah, the end-to-end process. Because Prema Prabhu was explaining that Sukadev Goswami was seeing everything. So now we saw that whatever he's writing is in Samadhi verse. So he was seeing everything, and his audience were all sages. Who was there? Narad Muni, Vyasdev, and all big sages of the world. Not the world, the universe. So whatever words he came out from his mouth, they exactly know what he's saying, in what context he's saying. So
Understanding level is different.
yeah. So he gives an example which is very nice. He says that in the 5th canto, in the I think 4th chapter, verse number 4 or something like that. I forgot the exact verse number. I just want to give an idea of what it is. So Prabhupada writes over there that the unit of time he explains the word unit of time. So there are unit of time that is explained in the 3rd canto, 11th chapter. But in the 5th canto, he is referencing one of the unit of time. It is called as danda. Now, danda is 30 minutes. Prabhupada has translated danda as 30 minutes. Now, that danda which he is using in the 4th verse, he is writing 30 minutes. In the 11th verse, he is writing danda and he is saying 24. In the bracket, he is writing 24 minutes. So calculation of whatever he is doing on the basis of danda is 24 minutes. So the point is that when you look at the creation, there are various angles through which you can look. And I have absolutely no idea through which angles they are looking into, because they are like studying it in depth. So he is saying that if you use 30 minutes, then all your calculations will be wrong. Therefore, Prabhupada wrote 24 minutes. So danda means both 30 minutes as well as 24 minutes. But unless Prabhupada would have written over there 25 minutes, they would have gone on the basis of the calculation of 30 minutes. And all their subsequent calculations would have been wrong. So, but the audience of Sukadeva Goswami, they knew when he used the word danda that it is 24 minutes he's talking. He's not talking 30 minutes.
Then why did he give us 30 minutes?
Because it has both the meanings.
Based on context.
Based on context. So therefore, it becomes very difficult to identify from Bhagavatam to do all the calculations. Unless the acharyas have given, it is for us to do those calculations, it's very difficult. So here when we study, what I'm trying to say is when we study, we will only stick to what acharyas are giving us information. We cannot go even a small degree here and there. Speculation.
And I think there it's not just understanding, they're probably realizing.
Yeah, they're
There's a
seeing.
big difference between understanding and actually realizing. Right? And that's how they know, because for all we can do is try and understand.
Right.
Realization is not even a question, at least for me. Right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I think that is a big difference between that audience and even acharyas and all that, because that's why it didn't have to be written down, because it's all oral research, because they were directly realizing this.
Right. Yeah. So I think that's these. So these points are very important. When I'm repeating these points many times, and then that the reason is that our understanding is like very small. Like we are like kind of frog in the well and trying to see the creation.
No, we just I feel I'm just following the words.
Yes.
So there's so many layers behind it, and the intent. Because when we speak, intent may not be clear. All we are hearing is the words.
Yes.
Versus, like in Samadhi Bhasha, they're actually realizing it.
Yeah, they're seeing it.
In real time.
In real time, they're seeing
experiencing
it. Yeah. So, for example, one of the things he said was, no, not he said, but somewhere I heard, and I don't recall right now. But anyway, the point is that he's saying in the Dwarka, there are the number of soldiers described by.
How can they even fit?
How can they even fit?
Even cows.
Even cows.
Even cows in Vrindavan.
Yeah, cows in Vrindavan, yeah. 9 million cows or something like that, right?
So when you go see that, you can't figure out.
You figure out how can they fit?
Basically, there is a difference between visualization and scripting. The scripting happened later by the disciples of Vyasas.
No, but they didn't change anything. Those scriptures are not like and wherever there is a change, actually in one place Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that this particular verse is not, and we'll go through that also. He writes that this verse is not accepted by everybody. Meaning that, because earlier what is, see right now we go and you do Google and you see Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or any other book. Those days it was handwritten. So in copying, yeah. So in the copying there could be problems, little bit here and there. Okay, so again, Sarga and Visarga, right? So in Sarga there are two parts. One is Karana Srishti, other is Karya Srishti. Okay, so you can read about this, but I will skip this and then go to this thing. So here we see in this picture that is Mahavishnu, and this picture will be almost constant everywhere. So I'll just explain. This is the division between material world and spiritual world. So this cloud is indicating the barrier. This side is spiritual world because here is Brahma Jyoti. And this side is the Karana ocean, or sometimes it is also called as Viraja river. Viraja river. Viraja river or Viraja river. So they basically here we see Mahavishnu is laying in the Viraja river or Karana ocean. The ocean itself is called as Karana ocean. Right. So this is before between the two creations. When there is so one creation happens and then that creation is going through, created, maintained, annihilated, and then everything goes into the body of Mahavishnu. And then after that, after some time, again the creation will manifest. So this is the period between that. So in that period, what happens is all the individuals are lying within Mahavishnu in a state called as Susupti. Right? So we are right now awake, right? Jagrat. And then there is when we sleep. Now, has anybody noticed so far that when we go to bed, have you ever noticed this transition between your awakeness and sleep? Anyone? It never happens, right?
If you wait to experience it, you will never go to sleep.
Exactly.
That you're still awake.
You'll never go to sleep. Yeah.
No, you're still awake if you.
Yeah, you're still awake.
if you
Yeah.
try.
So that transition up happens, right? Who does the transition? Actually, Super Soul who is doing the transition. But it is without our knowledge that is happened. This is very interesting. Actually. We don't know when we fall asleep. We don't know how we awake. So here we'll try to understand that how Super Soul is actually helping. So no material creation is there. It's all empty. Everything is empty. And only Mahavishnu is there. And all the living entities and all the universes and everything is within the body of Mahavishnu here, right? And that state where there is no activity going on, it is called as Susupti. Now, only after when we wake up, we experience the happiness of sleep, isn't it? I had a nice sleep. How do you know I have a nice sleep?
Fresh.
Because I became fresh. I'm experiencing this, like I have a nice lunch or nice dinner only because our belly is full. I'm satisfied and I'm getting energized. So that is how I understand that, I had a good food. Similarly, I had a good sleep. I understand only when I wake up. So in the state of Susupti,
Prashad Prabhu explains that.
he explains that in one of the class, yeah. So in the state of Susupti, when you are sleeping, actually it is very close to the state of something called as Brahman. The experience is Samadhi.
It's like Samadhi.
It's like a Samadhi, yeah. However, these individual living entities are conditioned soul everlastingly. Therefore, they have this something called as Kriya Shakti. So they have a tendency to work. So somehow the super soul, being merciful on us, he kinds of wake us up. Okay, enough. Right? Now you wake up. So in each and every material creation, they are given a chance to liberate themselves and become free. So unless they wake up, if they are sleeping, how the activity will go on? So they have to be woken up. And that is done by the Mahavishnu himself, actually. He himself does it through his energies, he does it. And on the other side, you see this state where nothing is there is called as Pradhan. Right? So Pradhan is nothing but it is a total material elements. So there are 24 elements, material elements. And these are not manifested yet. Right? They are in a subtle state. They are not manifested yet. Like, we can understand in a way, like when we are going through a plane, especially when we are coming down to Seattle, we are passing through the clouds. Right? Clouds is nothing but it is subtle water, because that cloud will going to give us a lot of rain. So this is unmanifested three modes of material nature. And that elements, all the ingredients for the material energy is in undifferentiated or unmanifested state. So it is very subtle and it is very close to Brahman. However, it is not as good as Brahman because Brahman doesn't have three modes of material nature. So sometimes it is called as Brahman, but it is not same as Brahman because modes are present. Brahman is actually spiritual, but it is as close as Brahman. So this is the state number 1. Mahavishnu is lying in Karana ocean in his Yoga Nidra state. Now,
Actually, just sort of related to this, the Hari Parshad Prabhu also talks about Sayujya Mukti. Like, that is also like going into the deep sleep, and then there is some ananda, which is, but they will have to be awakened. And then when they wake up, then they get the ananda. So that's their bliss.
Brahmananda.
Yeah. So he says, yeah, that's how Sayujya Mukti works. So they cannot be there permanently. They will awaken at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is all part of the, and it is written over here, this is Karana Srishti. This is chapter number 5, canto number 2, verse 21 to 31. So from Pradhana to Prakriti to Mahatattva, these are the stages it has to go through. And actually I'm going through very quickly because this is not the goal of the class. This is just a precursor to the Virat Rupa we are trying to learn. These are the stages it goes through. From Pradhan, which is three modes of material nature in an unmanifested, undifferentiated state, then it transforms into Prakriti, and then it transforms into Mahatattva. So Pradhana is matter in an unmanifested and undifferentiated state. It's like a locked go down. If you, let's say Costco has a go down, which is they want to open a shop, Costco shop, many places, but all the stuff is there sitting in the go down and it is locked. So Pradhan is like locked go down. You can compare like that. Now that locked go down has to be opened in order for things to be moved from the go down to the shop. So the first thing that happens is when the creation begins, the first thing is Mahavishnu glances on the material nature. Right? So this is the Lord's glance. It actually, what happens is it unlocks the go down. Right? That is, compared to unlocking the go down is his vision, which opened the go down. And now somebody can go in and then start assembling things and then, bring out things and transfer things to proper shops. Right? So this Lord's yes.
Bhagavad Gita, I don't know whether it's Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur or Baladev Bhushan gives a very nice analogy that we can understand. He talks about seeds like a moonga, and I'm just giving a moonga, but he says seed, right? When you see seed, it has got everything inside it. It has got a tree, leaves, branch, stem, everything is
Unmanifested.
Unmanifested. So when you want to sprout it, you moisten it. Yes. So that is like Lord's glance. Yes. Right? And then when it starts sprouting it, right? Like then you can see the first sprouts come, Ankur, yeah. Right? And then in some time you'll see it will get into leaves and all of that, right? So that's the manifestation, I feel. So we use that in so you remember moong dal and sprouted moong. Sprouted moong, then you keep for some time, you'll start seeing small leaves. And you keep, the more you keep it, it will keep going, right? I'm just thinking moong dal, but you can take anything that has got everything inside it. But you need something to.
Potency is there.
Potency is there, right? And you can just fame that just Lord's glance is nourishing it. Similarly, you put nutrient, water, moisture, and then it starts going. Yeah, fantastic. Very nice example. I'll add this example today. So Mahatattva is the first stage. Mahatattva, that
From Pradhan, it goes into Prakriti, which is Lord's grants. Its transformation happens. Then second transformation is it transforms into Mahatattva. Mahatattva is in the first manifestation. Mahatattva is matter in its manifested and differentiated state, ready for creation. So basically, it's like a unlock, go down, and you can go inside and start doing the creation. So here you'll see in this picture is Lord's glands, right? So in the Lord's glands, there are three things that goes. One is Jiva, the living entity, because these are in the body of Mahavishnu. Right? Now, Jiva is not only Jiva, but it has its previous karma also and previous Swabhav. Right? So when we die, what happens is our soul goes into the next body with our subtle body, our mind, intelligence, false ego, all these things. We carry all these three things into our next body. And this keeps on going until and unless final thing is we enter into the body of Mahavishnu. But that previous karma, previous swabhav, previous nature, all these things are with us. Right? So
It's frozen in the time.
frozen in the time. So that has to also go with us. So therefore, Jiva and its karma, which includes the sabhav and action, reaction, all these things. And the third thing, which is very important, is time. Unless time is there, because in the spiritual world, there is no conception of time. So time is like, if you're cooking the khichdi, so you put water, you put masala, everything, right? But you forget to start the gas as well as you don't mix it, don't stir it, then the khichdi will not be cooked. So the time factor is such that it pushes the things to agitates. And in our day-to-day life also we see that the time works in the same way. Unless the time, Hare Krishna, unless the time has come, things are not going to work. Like for example, let's say, because I've done something in the past, I need to get some reaction. Right? So that time has to come to get that reaction. So therefore, the time factor is required. Hare Krishna, thank you. So it triggers, the time will trigger the things. And Lord directly doesn't come in contact with him. So he takes the shape of Sambhu or Lord Shiva, who is actually, so these are a lot of details there. I'm not going to go into the details. But there is Sadashiv, there is Vishnu Tattva Shiva over here in the Sadashiv Loka, and his counterpart is there in Mahakal Dham. From there, Lord Shiva, he carries all the living entities into the material in this area, basically, where the creation will happen.
Glands is called Shambhu, right?
The glands himself is called Shambhu.
And what is Ramadevi? Lord Dutya Ramadevi?
So Ramadevi is the counterpart of Mahavishnu.
Correct.
But they don't participate directly in the creation process. So Ramadevi expands as Maya Devi.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's her counterpart. So she is expansion of Maya Devi. And Lord Shiva combines with Maya Devi and the creation process starts. So this is yeah. So 1 second. Muted nahi hai.
Sorry. म्यूट करो.
Okay, I'll try to
You
do it.
can use from here, right? Yeah.
हो गया.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, just a quick question on that. Can you go back to that slide? Yeah, correct. So, question is that you talked about the Mahakal, right? So Mahakal is the deity that is worshipped in Ujjain, right?
No, this is Mahakala Dham.
Okay.
Mahakala Dham is a dham which is counterpart of this Sadashiva Loka, where Lord Shiva resides as Shambhu. This
Yeah,
is
and you also-
creation.
You also mentioned that at the time of annihilation, Mahakal carries all the entities into Mahavishnu's body, correct?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Maybe I
Actually don't
misunderstood.
know how it is carried. But I
Sorry,
know
Prabhu?
that at least the universes goes directly inside.
Ah, okay, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood.
So, so Lord Shambhu or Lord Shiva in the form of Shambhu, he carries the living entities from body of Mahavishnu to the material nature. That's what this direction he carries when the creation begins.
But other way is also right, right? Because Lord Shiva as a Rudra, he dissolves all the universes. So
It is all.
the dissolution is his job.
Yes.
So like creation, dissolution also he has some hand in it.
Yes.
So they go back.
Yeah.
Unmanifest. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to see that.
But I don't know. I mean, at least I have
Carries
not
on.
read anything. He
cannot
carries
perform.
them.
That's the job.
What?
It dissolves
Yeah, that
everything.
is
So
destroy. Yeah.
destroys, and then
Destruction.
they finally go back to Mahavishnu for temporarily. All the jivas, everybody.
Hmm.
And then again he awaken.
Yeah.
So
Again the universe start getting
each
created.
breath,
Each breath.
Each breath.
for each breath, it can when he's
Yeah, that's I mean his breath is
During
long.
any inhalation, they all.
Inhalation and
inside.
But who carries it back is we don't know.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
right.
know.
That's not confirmed.
At least I have not come across that who carries back. I don't. At least the part which I have read is that all the universes goes inside his body. That part I have read. But how, whether it is Lord Shiva carrying back
or
to his
the
body,
universes.
all the universes goes back. That part is.
There's a reverse order given, right? How the elements got created in the reverse order, they actually get merged into one layer above, one layer above.
Yes, yeah.
And they go back. Maybe somewhere there's an answer.
There could be.
Yeah.
There could
But at least
Because
I have not.
all the first Agni, why Akasha is created
Hmm.
like this, and then it goes back in the reverse order.
Yeah, I think it is coming here.
Next steps.
It will come a little
Yeah,
later.
yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Ahankara,
Yeah.
Pariksha.
So now what happens is after that, all the elements needs to be created, but the elements are not directly created. So first thing that happens is Karanadaksha Vishnu, he glances, and then Jiva and Kala, these two things are basically through his glance, they go there to the material nature where the material nature is there. And then the three modes which are inactive state become activated. So that is the pradhan. And then from that, the next stage that follows is Mahatattva. The Mahatattva is in the mode of goodness. And then Mahatattva is further transformed into, and these are all details given. I have not covered here at all. But in the second canto, 5th chapter, all these details are given. But here is Mahatattva, which is predominantly in the mode of goodness, is then slowly transformed into Sutra Tattva, which is in Rajas or in mode of passion. What is Sutra Tattva? So this is universal consciousness. Okay, I'll write over here so it'll clear. And Sutra Tattva, which is universal prana. Yeah.
प्रभु एक बात पूछूं?
Yeah.
So प्रभु हम विराट पुरुषा के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं, but right now we are discussing creation. So is this going to be connected to Virat Purusha later on?
Yes. That is why आप अभी तक भूल गए होंगे. It is connected. So this is universal prana. What is universal prana? So the prana which we are normally we understand prana means breathing, right? But
Life air.
prana is not only breathing; it is life air. Like even food has prana. Let's say food after 3 hours loses all its prana. Therefore, you should not eat anything which is cooked and kept for 3 hours. You should not eat later than that because it loses all the prana. So basically, when we are eating something refrigerated food, it's all dead food actually. Dead food will cause what? It will cause ama. Ama will cause all disease. Who's cause all disease is ama. So the simple mantra is eat less, eat fresh. This mantra, if we keep, it will be happy. Of course, I also don't do that. But that should be the goal. Slowly, it should be the goal. So then the third thing is Because see, the soul is spiritual in nature. So it is very conscious and is spiritual in nature. But a covering has to be given. A covering of ignorance has to be given. So that unless that is given, the soul will not identify itself with the matter. So in order to do that, then this ahankar is needed, which is predominantly in the mode of tamas. Right? It is predominantly in the mode of tamas. So this is ahankar. And from ahankar, in the mode of, again, this is tamas, but it also has goodness. Right? Just as somebody is chore, right? Thief. तो वो चोरी करके आके बोलेगा कि हम जो चोरी करके लाए हम इक्वली बांटेंगे. So that is goodness. Equally बांटेंगे is goodness, but the original thing is chore. Right? So that thing is it's mode of ignorance with little bit of goodness, little bit of passion, little bit of ignorance. So ignorance, goodness, ignorant passion, ignorant
Tamasic sattva.
yeah. So this is tamasic sattva, this tamasic rajas, and this tamasic, this is ghor tamas.
Tamasic square.
Tamasic square. Yeah. So the way to understand this is Mahavishnu, who has not created the universes yet, is creating everything which is needed further in a global scale. Right? So this is happening. Here is creating all this in a global scale. Right? Because these are basic elements which is required by the living entity later. So he creates this.
There's actually manufacturing.
Huh.
This is the blueprint for manufacturing. So you make all, like all the nuts to this thing and all the bows and
all the components is manufacturing.
Bill of material.
the material.
So he's creating all the ears. See, you need ears, you need eyes, you need skin, you need nose, you need tongue, touch, this, feet, everything is needed, right? So pura at the global level is creating.
And then we need consultants.
This is mass manufacturing.
We need consultants to
To distribute.
It depends. That's the standard.
So universes are not yet created. That's the main thing to remember. Universes are not yet not ready yet, right? So then the universes comes out of his body. You see from his pores of his body, all these universes are coming out.
This is inhalation. Basically,
Exhalation.
glancing.
That was
exhalation. The exhalation earliest step is only glance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the creation of those elements. Right? Now those elements have been created, and because everything is personalized in the Vedas, and we know, so then there is an elemental demigod that is also created. So we'll come later on. But at the same time, all these universes are coming out from his body.
Yes, 3 crores are.
Now those elements which are created here, right? This whatever is created here, they actually congeal or attach to the outer layer of this universe. You see these layers?
7 layers.
Yeah. So this elements from the Mahatattva attach or congeal on the seed form of the universe. So these are seed form of the universes. Right?
And that is the 10x factor, inner layer to the outer layer.
Yeah, that is, but it is not yet. Because it's in a small, it is growing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like a rubber
The
band.
final state.
Yeah.
The bubbles.
So now these prayers are going to come, and which we are going to start. When we start studying, we are going to start from this. Excuse me. 3rd canto, 5th chapter, verse 39 to 51. These are the prayers of the demigods. So these are demigods which are directly coming from Mahavishnu. These are elemental demigod.
So for each
Element.
every demigod will be there.
There. Whatever that has been created earlier, for that there are demigods, and all these demigods, they offer a prayer. So kindly award us perfect knowledge and potency so that we can render you service in different departments of subsequent creation. Because elements create हो गया है, आपको दाल दे दिया, पानी दे दिया, जीरा दे दिया, घी दे दिया, पर आपको खिचड़ी का रेसिपी नहीं दिया. So that recipe has to be done. Otherwise, how things are there? Excuse me. They don't know how to create. So these demigods then offer prayer, which we are going to study, and beautiful prayers by the demigods from 39 to 51. So these are the prayers of the elemental demigod. Now you see, things are in various canto. In second canto, we are second canto chapter 2, second canto chapter 5, third canto now this is chapter 5, and then third canto chapter 26, Chaitanya Charitamrita, then Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So many places things are there here and there. Brahma Samhita, I forgot. It's a very book.
Yeah.
All these things are also in detail in Brahma Samhita. So far clear?
Yeah.
Now,
So, Prabhu, I have a question, Sandeep.
Hmm.
So Prabhu, these are all whatever creation we talked about just now is just all gross elements, right?
all the gross elements, yes.
So in this moment of time, where are the subtle elements?
The subtle elements are also here, see?
Along with the living entity. But
The mind, sense, devatas, they are subtle elements.
But the subtle elements do not created or annihilated.
No, it is created. See, sound, ether, from sound comes ether, from ether comes touch, from touch comes air, from air comes form. So this is the formation of the tan matras. Excuse me.
Okay, then maybe I'm confused. The subtle elements between subtle elements or subtle, like for example, if you say mind or false ego, those are subtle as well, right?
they
But
go with the living entities. No?
They go with the living entities. However, this is global creation.
okay,
These are global creation in the sense, this is, see, mind is a part of the living entity also, right?
right.
However, that has to be given. Currently, the state of the living entity within this body of Mahavishnu it is completely spiritual. All the assimilation of all the karmas and everything is somehow divided by Mahavishnu in one of the stages, which I am not clear which stage it is given. But it is over here, it is explained that the living entities actually can see up and down, both spiritual world and material world. They can see both.
Mm.
However, they choose to go to material world because they have so much intense desires.
Mind remains with the soul.
No, it is collective mind goes together of everybody.
That's why Shambhu is carrying.
Yeah.
Mind, intelligence, what is the third thing?
False ego.
Huh?
False
False ego. Stays with the soul.
Correct. It is with the. It should be with the soul.
Yeah.
However, when it is in the body of Mahavishnu, at that time,
Dormant.
it is dormant.
Dormant.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is not active.
Sleep state.
It is a
Yeah.
sleep state. Yeah. I don't know whether I clarified your question or not. Prabhu? Is it making sense? Sandeep Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, it does. It does.
Yes,
Somebody raise a question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gee, sorry.
Yeah, Haribol. Yes, Suchi.
Hare Krishna, Mama. Yeah, I was asking, like, while we have a super soul and our own soul in the body. So when we are sleeping, our soul is sleeping, but the super soul is awake all the time.
Correct.
Yeah. So the dream which we see while sleeping, I mean, it is a dream which is seen by the soul, and how is it connected? Like. Because sometimes dreams we don't think, it is said that generally when whatever we think the whole day it comes into a dream, but sometimes it happens that we have not thought of something and something else only comes in the dream. So it is about our previous births, or it is something related, means how? I wanted to know that.
Yeah, so this is actually explained by Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, how the dream really works. So it is basically manifested by Maya Devi. The whole scenario of whatever is a dream is manifested in by the Maya Devi. For different people, the purpose of the dream is to burn karma. Because you burn karma in dreams. Like you experience something very scary. So actually you are burning your karma in that sense. But this is very subtly burning. But then this is orchestrated by Maya Devi. The dream is also orchestrated by Maya Devi.
So that's some big mercy. Actually.
Yeah. If you're seeing some scary dream, actually you're burning a lot of karma.
Like sometimes you dream like you're getting killed.
Yeah. So
that's you're burning some of that karma.
Yeah.
What does burning karma mean? It's like bad karma getting.
Right. Yeah, like for example, when we take into Prabhupada says that when we take into bhakti, most of the karma actually when we take initiation, all the karma is prior karma is burned. However, when we even practice bhakti, even without taking initiation, a lot of our karma is removed because one of the reason it is removed is so that we can practice bhakti properly. Because if our past karma is haunting us, correct? So at that time, if it is haunting us, then it is going to be disturbance in your bhakti. Right? So Krishna removes those things. So Guru takes the karma. Whoever you take shelter, the Guru takes your karma. But however, at the same time, when you practice bhakti, or even after you've taken initiation, it's not that dream stops. Because while after taking initiation, also we engage in a lot of karma. So that has to be burned off. So some of them is burned off in our dream. Is it okay?
Yes, Mama. Thank you.
Okay, so now, so I'll come to this slide later. But when this demigod, elemental demigods, elemental demigods, they are praying. When they pray that, we are not able to work. So Mahavishnu expands into three forms. One is Shambhu, of course, he has expanded earlier. We have seen that. But he also, from his right side, comes Brahmaji, and from his left side expands as Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So this is Mahavishnu or Karunadaksha Vishnu.
I think these experiments are limited to each universe.
No.
No, this is Mahavishnu, not Garbhodaksha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Brahma will be there at
this Karunadaksha.
So this is
Is one bubble it related to or
no, this is outside.
outside?
So Brahma cannot come outside the universe, right?
Then
Brahma
how
has
is
to
Brahma
be in
in
the universe only.
No. This particular Brahma is global Brahma.
global?
He is not local Brahma.
Material is object oriented.
Yeah.
He is a class, not an object.
Like Shiva, Shambhu,
Yeah.
and basically you're showing all the
Shiva, Brahma is Jeev. Shiva is not Jeev. Shiva is a different tattva, basically. So,
But all these,
Yeah, all this can be Jeev also.
All Jiva.
Or can be direct Vishnu Tattva also. I mean, basically,
yeah,
Lord,
but generally, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So here,
but even elemental demigods who are there.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Global level.
Why is there no confusion with them?
No,
But only Brahma accepted.
Got it. Here. The cabinet is different on the top.
the Garbhodakasha.
Federal state.
Yes.
so this is either we call it as him as Mahavishnu or Garbhodaksha. Sorry, Karanadaksha.
Karnadaksha.
No, but actual description is that Garbhodakasha Vishnu from him comes Shirodakaya. From Shirodakasha Vishnu comes Brahma.
No, Garbhodaksha.
Because he is lying in the
Right.
No, that is Garbhodaksha Vishnu.
No, that is in the universe. First of all,
Okay.
universe created.
Our universe.
Within that again, in that he expands that Shirodaka Vishnu, that
Yeah.
every element is being created.
Exactly.
Correct.
And then from the one who lies on the milk ocean is Shirodaka Vishnu, right? Not
No,
Garbhodaksha.
Garbhodaksha.
He's under the, he's not in the milk ocean. Garbhodaka.
Garbhodaksha is in the Garbhodak ocean.
Yeah, but he's not milk ocean.
No, milk ocean is Shirodaksha.
Shirodaksha.
From him comes from the navel comes no.
No. From Garbhodaksha Vishnu comes.
From the
Okay, from Garbhodaka. But this is not Karna.
Shirodaksha.
So
This one is not Karna.
no, this is Karanadaksha. That's what I'm trying to explain. This is
No, in a sense, he's saying all the three elements, like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, they come from, but to do the universe affairs from Mahavishnu.
so universe अभी हुआ नहीं है ना, universe कभी आया ही नहीं
It's
है.
not even there yet.
It didn't came to
So
this.
they're coming. Okay.
They are coming out from him. So this is explained in Brahma Samhita. So this is from Brahma Samhita. The different books explain different things. So why I brought this diagram here? Because here it is said in the third canto, 6th chapter, 3rd verse, right? Yeah. So yeah. So see, here it is said that because of the prayers of elemental demigod, that they cannot work. They have all the raw ingredients, but they cannot work. So then Lord has to do something. So first thing he does is he expands himself. From the left side of him comes Shirodaksha Vishnu.
To get into the elements.
So then he gets into the elements, each and every element, and along with him comes the time as goddess Kali. So Shirodaksha Vishnu enters into every element and soul along with goddess Kali, the potency to combine. So
She's the glue.
yes, is a glue. So that is called as Bibrat Shakti. So Bibrat Shakti is potency to combine. However, because the word Kali is used, so when we see Srila Prabhupada translating, it is also actually destructive potency. If you see, it is also a destructive, because Kali means she is controller of the Kala. Kala means time.
Time.
So time actually destroys.
Destroys.
So both are right. But in this case, he is potency to combine. He is using this potency to combine. These elements, if you see any element, like if you take water element, so water element will also have some portion of water will also have earth, some portion of water will also have air, space. So all these elements. So in each element, there'll be combination of other elements. So that is the combining potency of all the elements. You take earth element, that will have water. Even if you take this wood, if you keep enough fire near this, it'll burn.
Yeah, because there is fire.
Because there is fire inside. But we, with our naked eyes, we don't see it. So that is the potency. That is who is doing it? Shirodaksha Vishnu. So there are three Vishnus. Karanadaksha Vishnu, or he is also called as Mahavishnu. So I have written this. So this is Mahavishnu. So he is Karanadaksha Vishnu. Why is called as Karanadaksha Vishnu? Because he is laying on the Karana ocean. He is laying on the Karana ocean. And from his left side comes Shirodaksha Vishnu. And this Shirodaksha Vishnu enters into, or actually helps in combining all the elements. Why he is doing this? Because the elemental demigod, they are not able to work. They have been created, they don't know what to do. They have not been given intelligence yet. They are actually directly coming from Mahavishnu. These are not normal devatas. These are his parts. They are directly coming from him. Also from the right side of from Mahavishnu comes Brahmaji. Right? And we already saw Lord Shiva coming from the center, from the forehead. He is coming from here. Now, later on, these devatas, I mean, basically, Karanadaksha Vishnu, Brahmaji, and Lord Shiva, they actually become Guna Avatar. So later, prototypes, they are called as prototypes. The word which is used in Brahma Samhita is prototype. So later, prototypes enter into each universe as Guna Avatars. But this has not yet happened. Right now, the elemental demigods, because of their things, Lord enters and he is given the potency to combine. Okay, next. Thus, after this, what happens? The universes are there. This congeal thing has happened. So now this Virat Purusha and the universes have already come out. So you can imagine that, let's say Virat Purusha is laying over here, and this all is like Karana ocean. So, and you can assume that there are balls of universes everywhere. So they lay in that position for 1,000 years, 1,000 years. Right? What happens that I assume, and this is just my speculation, is during that time this fetal form of universe is growing. It is growing. Incubation is happening. And this is verse number 34. Thus all the universe remained thousands of eons within the water, causal ocean, and the Lord of living beings entering into them caused them to be fully eliminated. After this, what happens is, once this is probably big enough, then Mahavishnu enters into each of the universe as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And from his body, because these universes are hot, so when he enters, it is very hot. So he perspires.
It's a Garbhodaka.
So that perspiration of Mahavishnu is Garbhodaka ocean. And this is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And he enters into each of these universes.
This is water.
Yes, Garbhodaka
It's
ocean.
sweat.
Is his sweat. But it is transcendental sweat.
Yeah.
So it is not like something.
It's not.
What is that? Amniotic.
Hmm?
Amniotic fluid.
Huh.
What,
Yeah.
that kind of a potency
Yeah.
there.
Right. Okay. So then he is called Narayan because he is laying down on the water. So that's the description. He is called Narayan because he dwelled for many years on this water, and which are known as Nara. Because of this, they were created by himself, the Nara. Now,
Who is called as Narayan? Garbhodakshaya Vishnu?
both are called. Because Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, yeah.
Both are in water.
Both are in water, right?
It's another name for Garbhodakshaya.
Yeah.
That's what
Nara means water, and
Nara means water.
and Nara is lying on Nara. Both are lying on water, right? So Narayan. Reclining.
Hare Krishna
And
Prabhu.
Another meaning of what Ayana is basically the resting place. Another means the living entities, and the ultimate resting place of the
Oh, that
living
can-
entities should be.
No.
Now I'm getting have a
Confused.
better understanding, but I was thinking only that Karnodakshaya Vishnu is the only
No.
called as Narayan.
Because during the temporary phase where Brahma's day end, they all go inside Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Oh, okay. For the
That's
part.
right.
Yeah, partial
Sandhi
relaxation.
during the
During the night of Brahma, they go inside the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
So in that way, then both can be called as Narayan.
Yeah, both are there. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, in the beginning of the class, I think, when we talked about the first four expansions, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, and at that point, sorry, correct. So if you go to that slide, Prabhuji, Sankarshan's expansion is Narayan. So how does this Narayan actually correlate with the Narayan in each and every universe?
This is Mula Narayan. This is Mula Narayan and Vaikuntha Loka. This is Vaikuntha Loka Mula Narayan.
Okay. Adi Narayan, as that he's the primary source of worship for all the Sri Sampradaya.
Yes, that is this Narayan.
Basically, he's
Vaikuntha Narayan, right?
There are expansions. All these are expansions.
Yeah, that's from him. Then this is the second quadruple expansion. From Vaikuntha Narayan, there is like Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And
Correct.
from Sankarshan of this particular second quadruple expansion is Karanodakshaya Vishnu. From Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya. So we have seen till this point today. So we'll stop here and we'll continue from there.
And also-
from Atma कौन सा विष्णु?
Shirodakshaya Vishnu.
Shirodakshaya Vishnu.
Third.
Paramatma is Shirodakshaya.
He is in Sweta.
वो दिया ना एक साइड में एक्सपेंड किया ना कि Kali and Shirodakshaya Vishnu
नीचे।
enters every
Yeah.
element and every jiva ना.
And so there are two temples, the Adikeshwar Perumal temple and Padmanabha Swami temple in Trivandrum. So they are supposed to be, one of them is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and the other is, Karanadakshaya Vishnu and Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is what it is. Yeah.
If you see their positions,
They
they
are
are different.
straight.
One on the left, another is
But they actually are in a straight line.
Straight
In a straight line between Kanyakumari in Adikeshwar Perumal temple
It's
and
about 30-40 miles.
Yeah.
oh, more than
Maybe 60.
much more than that. No, Kanyakumari to Trivandrum is a lot more than 35.
It is not at Kanyakumari. Before Kanyakumari.
No, I know, but it is nearly there. But
Yeah.
Trivandrum is much further away.
Maybe because it took me for 2 hours. That's why I was thinking 40 minutes.
Anything, any discussion? I think you coming for the first time, so it'll be very confusing, which is okay.
We are here for last 12 years.
So,
on this slide.
on this slide, yeah. Still stuck on the same slide.
I lost my hair.
I lost my hair too, actually.
Get through. The slides is helpful.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, the last line of everything is we love Krishna.
Bus.
कुछ नहीं है.
Yeah. But see, this gives us a idea that how insignificant we are.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
It tells us, because we have this tendency, I am the greatest. But this tells us how मतलब insignificance का भी level होता है, हम लोग कोई level ही नहीं है, so insignificant.
Yeah. न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स में जो स्क्वायर है वहां पर जो भी है वहां जाके खड़े हो जाओ आप. ये दिल्ली के एक जगह पे आप खड़े हो जाओ आप जाके, तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि आपकी कोई कीमत नहीं है. जीरो आप, जीरो से भी नीचे.
So that causes, so when we study this, it causes humility in our heart. And we feel grateful for Prabhupada and all the acharyas, how much they have done for us actually.
Writing books and publishing.
Right.
That is.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, when it comes to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, again, within each and every universe you have a Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and from him comes Brahma for that universe. What about Lord Shiva? I mean, he also comes from again Garbhodakshaya Vishnu for that particular universe, or?
Yeah, so this Lord Shiva actually has, I mean, Shiva Tattva itself is a very complicated subject. There are like various different tattvas. So two tattvas are very complicated. One is Guru Tattva, other is Shiva Tattva. Of course, Shiva Tattva is more complicated than Guru Tattva. But the point is that Lord Shiva plays multiple different roles in the process of creation. And it is a subject that I can probably send some lectures which you can hear and get some idea about.
On Shiva Tattva, Prabhu?
I'll share the link in the class group.
Okay.
On Lord Shiva.
Okay.
You can hear about it. Lord Shiva actually helps all the living entity he plays different roles along with Lord Shiva, along with his forms as Rudra. They carry out Sadashiva is, we already saw that earlier. He is in the Sadashiva is actually in the spiritual world. Sadashiva is in the spiritual. So again, it's a very complicated topic, so I can send a link, a lecture, so you can hear, and then we can discuss.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think we'll stop here if there's no more questions. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Srila Sukadev Goswami ki jai, Maharaj Bhakta ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare.
Karnadaka Sai Vishnu ki jai.
Yeah, yeah.